This is Voice of Korea.
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 Now we begin the English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Dear listeners, you're welcome to Voice of Korea. Now here is what you can hear in this transmission. First the news. The news is followed by the 12th installment of the great leader Kim Jong-il's work, Socialism is a Science. And then we present an aphorism of the great leader Kim Jong-il, and an anecdote under the title, Leader Kim Jong-il's Outlook on Life. And then an interview under the title, Millions and Pleasure Ground Reshaped. After that we present an article. Leader Kim Jong-il said, all the officers of the Ministry of People's Security, servicemen of the Korean People's Security Forces, and other soldier builders have built a great edifice to be handed down in the Sunbun era, and thus powerfully demonstrated once again the might of the interior force as the political defender of the party and reliable defender of the people's lives and property. And he highly estimated their feats and gave thanks of the Supreme Commander to them. Noting that the Taedonggang General Fruit Farm is a model farm of important significance in supplying fruits to the Korean people and developing the fruit farming of the country on a modern basis, he put forward the next stage target for the expansion of the capacity of the farm. He expressed the deep belief that the Ministry of People's Security and the soldier builders under the ministry and all the party members and working people of the farm would create new miracles and feats in the worthwhile struggle for the prosperity of the country and the happiness of the people. And he kindly sent many vehicles and cultural equipment to the farm as gifts. After looking round the Taedonggang General Fruit Farm, Leader Kim Jong-il put forward highly important tasks which would serve as a guideline in developing the fruit farming of the country onto a new high stage. He expressed the belief that all the party members and working people in the field of fruit farming would bring about a fresh revolutionary upsurge in production and make an active contribution to bringing earlier the abundant future of a great, prosperous and powerful nation.
The great leader Kim Jong-il, General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea and Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, gave field guidance to the newly built Seokjeong Pig Farm and Seokjeong Preserved Vegetables Factory. The first leg of this field guidance was the Seokjeong Pig Farm, newly built in the suburbs of Pyongyang. After being briefed on the farm before its full view picture, he looked around the interior and exterior of the farm for several hours and got familiar with its construction, technical equipment, breeding, and pork processing. Leader Kim Jong-il expressed great satisfaction over the modern pig farm, wonderfully built by builders in a little over 1 year, and highly appreciated their devoted services for the prosperity of the country. Noting that the Seokjeong Pig Farm is the best farm which has been built on a high qualitative level and put on a scientific and intensive basis, in keeping with the requirement of the new century, he was very pleased with another wealth of eternal value for the people's happiness to be handed down to posterity. Saying the Seokjeong Pig Farm is important in improving the diet of the people, he put forward highly important tasks which should serve as a guideline in the management of the farm. Then, Leader Kim Jong-il gave on-site guidance to the newly built Seokjeong Preserved Vegetables Factory. Looking around different production processes of the factory, he learned in detail about its construction, technical equipment, and production. He expressed great satisfaction over the fact that the builders have wonderfully built another modern food processing factory for the people in a short span of time and highly appreciated their merits. He said the preserved vegetables are a favorite traditional popular foodstuff of the Korean people, which are made with vegetables growing in any parts of the country, and therefore, if the factories are built up profitably and their management is organized meticulously as this factory does, it is possible to make a great contribution to making the people's diet diverse in a short span of time. And he underscored the need to increase the number of such factories in all provinces and give a help to the improvement of the people's livelihood. He expressed a deep belief that the officials and other employees of the factory would effect a greater upsurge in production with the spirit of devoted service to the people and thus actively contribute to the improvement of the people's livelihood. That day, Leader Kim Jong-il saw a new type of road paving equipment used by the road builders. He acquainted himself with the structure, performance, and working principles of the road paving equipment and saw them working. He must wonderfully build all the roads to suit the features of a great, prosperous, and powerful socialist nation in a short span of time, and hand a more beautiful country better to live in down to the posterity, he said, and indicated the tasks and ways for that purpose. He said, as the powerful Juche-based industry the Korean people have firmly consolidated in the teeth of all trials, began to display tremendous productive potentials, great innovations and great leap forward, unprecedented in history, are being effected in the country, realizing the long-desired ideal. He earnestly called for working with redoubled efforts as the day of victory is coming nearer, and thus bring earlier the bright future of a thriving nation.
The Line News Agency on November 25th reported in detail the news that the great leader Kim Jong-il appreciated the performances given by the members of the itinerant art schools of the Kim Jong-tae Electric Locomotive Complex, the Taean Heavy Machine Complex, and the Tobacco Complex, and the artistic members of the Pyongyang Children's Foodstuff Factory, and the art performance given by the soldiers of a company under Korean People's Army Unit 147, and that he inspected the headquarters of the Ministry of People's Security. On the same day, the Egyptian newspaper Al-Masirah reported the news of its inspection of the headquarters of the Ministry of People's Security and its field guidance to the July 18th cattle farm under Korean People's Army Unit 580. Many industrial establishments in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea fulfilled their annual plans and November plans during the fierce 100-day campaign. The miners of the sodium and Unil mines in South Gwanghae Province finished the November plan of iron ore production at 115 and 103% respectively as of the 25th and the 26th, and the Anju Area Coal Mining Complex, the annual coal production plan at 100.2% as of the 28th. The Ryanggang Provincial Forestry Management Bureau carried out the November plan of log production ahead of schedule. The senior meeting here in Pyongyang finished the annual National Economic Plan on all indices more than 2 months ahead of schedule, and more than 130 workers of the mill fulfilled their 2-year assignments.
An AFC Pro Diploma coaching course was held at Kim Il-sung Stadium in Pyongyang. It was given by British and German lecturers from November the 2nd to the 22nd. Participating in the course were those with A-class coach qualification of the AFC Sports Masters and coaches of the national selection. The course dealt with different issues, including the training for physical development of footballers.
Leaders of different political parties of Nepal, including Zalanath Khanal, chairman of the Central Committee of the Nepal Communist Party, United Marxist-Leninist, and Narayan Manbijukse, chairman of the Central Committee of the Workers' and Peasants' Party of Nepal, met and had a talk with the delegation of the Workers' Party of Korea, headed by Park Kyung-sun, Deputy Department Director of the Party Central Committee, on a visit to Nepal between November the 24th and the 26th. Park Kyung-sun conveyed the regards of the great leader Kim Jong-il to the party leaders of Nepal. They expressed deep thanks for it and asked him to convey their warm greetings to General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, Kim Jong-il, saying the brilliant successes made by the Workers' Party of Korea and the Korean people in the revolution and construction under the leadership of great President Kim Il-sung and respected Kim Jong-il greatly affected the global socialist cause. The party leaders of Nepal added that the Tsuchi idea created by President Kim Il-sung and developed and enriched by respected Kim Jong-il serves as the banner of struggle of all the progressive parties of the world. Meanwhile, Mainali, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Nepal Communist Party, Marxist-Leninist, met the delegation of the Workers' Party of Korea.
The United Confederation of Koreans in Ukraine issued a statement on the 26th in denunciation of the guise of the South Korean Ministry of Unification for their anti-reunification confrontation movements worsening the inter-Korean relations. The statement said, Minister of Unification Hyun In-taek and other guys opposed to reunification cried again for no nukes opening and increase of per capita income to $3,000 and coexistence and co-prosperity for confrontation against a fellow countrymen at a recent academic meeting. It is a shameless sophistry to cover up the crime of having driven the North-South relations into catastrophe and conceal their color as the confrontation elements. The statement stressed the need to remove the guise of the South Korean Ministry of Unification as early as possible for reunification and the nation.
The South Korean Public Court of Justice inflicted punishment on members of the Solidarity for the implementation of the South-North Joint Declaration, a progressive reunification movement organization, on the 27th. The court accused them of having formed the Solidarity and made and disseminated enemy-benefiting documents supporting the demand of the North, and passed 2-year prison life on the permanent co-representative of the Solidarity, who had been accused without fiscal restraint last year. The court also inflicted punishment upon the former chairman of the Organizational Committee of the Solidarity and the managing editor and the Secretary General of the June 15th TV under the Solidarity.
The members of the All-People Major Committee to check the killing of 4 rivers and keep the rivers of life in South Korea held a meeting in Deoju, Gyeonggi Province on the 27th, denouncing the authorities for their moves to readjust the 4 rivers. Speakers at the meeting said, though the authorities know that readjustment of the 4 rivers is an act of ecological destruction, they are befooling the people while clamoring about the revival of rivers and demanded an immediate end to such act.
The South Korean Labor Circle resisted the tyranny of the authorities against the Government Employees Union. At the so-called meeting of the Disciplinary Committee on November the 23rd, the South Korean authorities issued a decision on dismissing the first chairman of the Government Employees Union, organized by merging the National Government Employees Union for Democracy and the National Government Employees Union, from the post of government employee on the charge of the violation of the rules to ban collective acts of the Lord and government employees. Earlier, the authorities dismissed co-chairpersons of the union on the same charge and decided to proceed against the 16 core members of the union criminally and submit 105 members to disciplinary action. In connection with it, the South Korean Confederation of Trade Unions released a statement on the 23rd, strongly denouncing the authorities for their tyrannic decisions. The Government Employees Union said the present government is desperate in its bid to gag the government employees and expressed a will to continue the powerful struggle until the authorities realize the policy for the people.
The 11th International Conference of Communist and Workers' Parties on the 22nd expressed a full support to the just cause of the Workers' Party of Korea and the Korean people for building a great, prosperous and powerful socialist nation. The statement adopted at the conference said, under the leadership of the Workers' Party of Korea, the Korean people are working hard to open the gate to a thriving socialist nation by 2012, marking the centenary birth anniversary of the great leader, President Kim Il-sung. The statement noted that under the wise leadership of the Workers' Party of Korea, headed by great General Secretary Kim Jong-il, the grand plan and target of the Korean people to build a great, prosperous and powerful socialist nation in a few years will certainly be realized. The statement said, the successes made in Korea in recent years serve as a great inspiration in defending and victoriously advancing the socialist cause on a worldwide scale, and give a great joy and hope to the progressive humankind aspiring after socialism. The statement expressed full support and solidarity to the Workers' Party of Korea and the Korean people in their dynamic efforts to successfully accomplishing the cause of building a great, prosperous and powerful socialist nation, while resolutely frustrating all kinds of challenges and obstructions of the United States and other hostile forces.
The head of the DPRK delegation spoke at the 26th session of the General Assembly of the International Maritime Organization on November the 24th. He said, under the wise leadership of great Kim Jong-il, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea has entered the training phase of building a rich and powerful nation. Now, a firm guarantee has been provided to ensure a durable peace on the Korean Peninsula, which enables us to concentrate all efforts on the building of an economic power. As a member state of the International Maritime Organization, the DPRK is taking an active part in the activities of the organization and directing great efforts to the development of marine transport of the country for the building of an economic power. During the session of the General Assembly, the DPRK has been admitted to different conventions for preventing sea pollution and ensuring safe voyage. The government of the DPRK will in the future too further strengthen and develop the friendly and cooperative relations with the International Maritime Organization and all other member states of the organization under the idea of the consistent foreign policy, independence, peace and friendship, and make an active contribution to the international efforts for safe voyage and prevention of sea pollution, the head of the DPRK delegation noted. And that's the end of the news read by Song Chul and Kim Hyun-ok. This is Voice of Korea.
Dear listeners, now is the time for broadcasting the great leader Kim Jong-il's work, Socialism is a Science. Today we bring you the 12th installment. Our party's politics are characterized by love and trust and a benevolent politics. They constitute the basic factor that defines our socialism's advantages and responsibilities. Thanks to the benevolent politics of the party and the leader, our people enjoy a most worthwhile and dignified life. Their noble socio-political integrity is enhanced under our own style of a socialist system, which is centered on the popular masses. It is a true feature of our society that all its members form a large harmonious family. They trust, love and help each other and enjoy a worthwhile and happy life together. In our country, everyone regards and supports the leader as they would their own father. They trust and follow the party, regarding its embrace as that of their own mother. The leader, the party, and the people form one social-political organism and share the same destiny. The whole of society overflows with the communist morality. For instance, one devotes one's own life without hesitation to save one's revolutionary comrade from danger, and young men and women become life companions of honorably disabled soldiers and take warm care of orphans and old people without support as they would their own relations. This is a proud result of the benevolent politics of our party. The vitality of the benevolent politics of our party finds expression not only in our people's noble spiritual and moral traits, but also in their upright and equitable material and cultural lives, which improves as the days go by. All our people are free from worries about food, clothing, and housing. They continue to learn throughout their whole life and enjoy long lives in good health thanks to free and compulsory education and free medical care. In our country, the state provides stable jobs for all able-bodied working people. It looks after the whole population under its responsibility and even takes warm care of those who have temporarily lost the ability to work, those without this ability, and older people without support. Aged revolutionaries and war veterans, honorably disabled soldiers, and meritorious people enjoy their worthwhile life under the state's care, held in the people's high esteem and love. The younger generation is basking in the great benefits of the party's benevolent politics. They are successors to the revolution and the future of our country and nation. The future of the revolution and the destiny of the country and nation depend on how they are brought up. Therefore, their upbringing cannot be the sole responsibility of their parents. In capitalist society, where the future of the younger generation depends on their parents' purse, they cannot avoid falling victim to social inequality and social evils. Due to the aggression and intervention of the imperialists and the plunder of the exploiter class, many of the young generation throughout the world lose their lives or are maimed by war, social conflict, disease and hunger, or they wander about the streets, committing crimes and degenerating. By contrast, in our socialist society, with its benevolent politics, the state brings up all the younger generation. Our party and state accrue them the warmest love and solicitude. In our country, they study to their heart's content under the best 11-year universal compulsory education system and are supplied with the school uniforms and school things by the state. Thanks to the warmest love and care of the party and the leader, the state and society, our younger generation is growing up happily without envying anyone. All the popular policies enforced in our country today prove the superiority of our own style of socialist system, which is centered on popular masses. These policies emanate from the noble love of the party and the leader for the people. Benevolent politics is the traditional method. Its historical roots had already been created by the great leader Comrade Kim Il-sung in the days of the anti-Japanese Revolution, and was further deepened and developed by him as the revolution and construction advanced. So far we brought you the 12th installment of the great leader Kim Jong-il's work, Socialism is a Science. This is Voice of Korea.
This time we bring you an aphorism of the great leader Kim Jong-il. Faith is the main criterion for the value of life.
Faith is a main criterion for the value of life.
Here is an anecdote on occasion. Leader Kim Jong-il's outlook on life. The following happened in the autumn of a year. One day, an official called on the great leader Kim Jong-il and talked with him about the outlook on life. The official asked him what he loves and hates most. Laughing a hard laugh, Kim Jong-il said, "The revolutionaries have what they should keep till the last moment of their life. It is the revolutionary faith. They should fight to honor the revolutionary faith in their lifetime and keep it even at their deathbed. It is the life of a revolutionary. It is a definition of the characteristics of a revolutionary." Looking at the official, Kim Jong-il continued, "I love most ardently the revolutionary faith, the spiritual mainstay built high in my heart. Every day I whip myself and boil the hot blood of my heart, wondering if there is not a crack in my revolutionary faith." Deeply moved by his words, the official asked again what sort of people he loves and hates most. Leader Kim Jong-il said he loves most the man who is strong in faith and unchangeable in any adversity, and has unbreakable and unbending will, and hates most the man who has no faith and is weak in will and easily yielding. The official was deeply impressed by leader Kim Jong-il, saying he warmly loves the man with a strong revolutionary face and disgustingly hates those giving up their revolutionary face. What he said that day was a precious instruction, teaching the philosophy of life of a revolutionary, that he should love the revolutionary face more than his life and keep the revolutionary face till the last moment of his life. We've been listening to an aphorism of the great leader Kim Jong-il and an anecdote under the title, Leader Kim Jong-il's Outlook on Life. This is Voice of Korea.
We now bring your female quartet. We will always follow only his intention. The pleasure ground in Mount Myeohyang, the celebrated mountain of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, has been recently reshaped, evoking admiration of the visitors. To introduce the excellent Myeohyang Pleasure Ground, The editorial staff of Voice of Korea presents an interview with a reporter who visited the pleasure ground. Myeongsan Pleasure Ground reshaped. Hello.
Hello.
Today I'd like to hear about unusual impressions you got while looking around the reshaped Myeongsan Pleasure Ground.
I got new impressions there, especially the newly paved mountaineering route to the Iseman Falls and the Mampo Ravine impressed me most.
People admire the route, calling it smart mountaineering route. Will you be more specific about it?
Yes, along the mountaineering route, the visitors can go up to the Iseman Forest at a stretch without having mud on heels or horseshoes even after rain. The flyovers of unique new architectural style spanning the chasm between the precipitous cliffs sent me flying in the air. The covered resting places with massive rocks as roofs, stone benches of different shapes and colors, and the handrails installed in the shape of clusters of grapes and grapevine are really wonderful. All things on the mountaineering route attracted my curiosity and attention.
The mountaineering route is associated with the idea of Little Kim Jong-il, the letter and the people live in heaven.
Sure. Going up the Iseman Falls, you can see the letters Iseman Falls in commemoration of the day when the dear leader Kim Jong-il named the falls May 26, 1981. According to an old man who lived alone in Mount Byeochang, the present road leading to Piro Peak had not been trodden by people, for it had been overgrown with shrubs and stone bushes. So people had only seen it in the distance, though they wanted to see the beautiful scenery. But leader Kim Jong-il trod the road to open the mountaineering route for the first time, and had such a splendid run built us today.
In the upper left, Leader Kim Jong-il looked around the reshaped Myeongsan Pleasure Ground and indicated the orientation and ways for its construction and management, didn't he?
Yes, he did. That day, we went round the sightseeing route from the entrance to Habiro, lower Piro Peak to the Mampo Ravine for many hours, and said with great satisfaction that as the Myeongsan Pleasure Ground was built up better as a result of eternal value, our people have come to fully enjoy themselves in the world famous mountains. Today, the Korean people visited Myeongsan Pleasure Ground and reshaped thanks to leader Kim Jong-il and enjoyed themselves like fairies in legend, commanding a bird's-eye view of the scenery of Mount Byeochang.
Thank you for your kind explanation about the reshaped Myeongsan Pleasure Ground. You've just had an interview, Myeongsan Pleasure Ground reshaped. This is Voice of Korea. Now you listen to an article, Sungun Politics is Politics of Love for the Country, Nation and People. Sungun, or Army First politics, adopted by the Workers' Party of Korea today, is the politics of love for the country, nation and people. The reason why Sungun politics is politics of love for the country, nation and people is that its main objective is to defend the destiny of the country, nation and people. The existence of the country and nation is determined by national power. National power means military power. When the military power is strong, the country and nation can be defended from any aggressive forces, but when it is weak, the rights to existence of the country and nation are trampled underfoot by aggressors. The present reality of Iraq and Afghanistan shows it well. Due to their weak military power, they were deprived of their sovereignty overnight by the US and other imperialists, and the nations were torn to pieces and suffered a scourge of conflicts almost every day. Furthermore, their people's elementary human rights are mercilessly trampled down. But they cannot say even a word of protest against it. It is because their military power is weak. Security and peace of the world are being ruthlessly destroyed owing to the high-handedness and arbitrariness of the US and other imperialists. The present reality requires that every country further strengthen its military power. Politics representing such a requirement rest correctly in the Sungun politics of Korea that regards military affairs as the most important of state affairs. With the Sungun politics, the DPRK strengthens national power in every way and defends the destiny of the country and nation from the aggressive moves of the imperialists and guarantees the independent rights and fundamental interests of the people. That is why many institutes for the study of Sungun politics are being organized not only in the progressive countries of the world, but also in the Western countries, including the United States and Great Britain. The world people actively study the Sundan politics, highly praising it as the banner of victory and almighty treasured sword. In the future too, the Korean people will greatly strengthen military power of the country by fully applying the Sundan politics to the revolution and construction, and frustrate the enemy's war moves and honorably defend their country, nation and people with arms. We've just read an article, Sundan politics is politics of love for the country, nation and people. This is Voice of Korea.
This study presents impressions of foreigners who visited the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Sean Pickford, Secretary General of the British Group for the Study of the Tutsi Idea, said,
"The US has always mercilessly tried to attack and stifle the DPRK, beginning from the time of Korea's division in 1945 up to the present time. But every time, Korea has emerged victorious. We emerged victorious on July the 27th, 1953. You emerged victorious over the Pueblo incident. That is sent a spy ship into your territorial waters to intimidate, but you did not give in to intimidation. And in the present time, they're trying to intimidate your country by launching a psychological offensive against the DPRK. The DPRK is a country which cannot be bullied by anybody because it has outstanding leadership. It has the leadership of General Kim Jong-un, who is a military and political world genius. And I'm sure that British and progressive world public opinion believe that Korea will emerge victorious in this confrontation, and eventually there will be security throughout the world, enhancing global independence, all due to the Sundan politics of General Kim Jong-un.
Nikolai Polishuk, chairman of the Ukrainian Credit Sword of Sundan Association for the Study of the Tutsi Idea, said,
Полководец Киршинев в своих идейно-теоретических трудах проводил идею страны, способной на самооборону, как одно из главных качеств самостоятельности государства.
In his ideological and theoretical works, leader Kim Jong-il said, the Sundan or Army First idea is a fundamental guarantee to defend the country and independence. During our visit to your country, we have seen that the reality of your country proves the validity of the Sundan idea. Thanks to the powerful Sundan politics, the prospect of the building of a great, prosperous and powerful nation in your country is very bright, and the Korean people's cause for building a thriving nation will be accomplished victoriously.
You've been listening to impressions of foreigners who visited the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. This is Voice of Korea.
This time we bring you female solo in chorus, My Country of Sundan, a song representing the boundless love of the Korean people for the socialist fatherland, dignified with Sundan under the leadership of respected Kim Jong-il.
was an economic power in 2012. Now present on Mike's side account, production of weaving machines boosted. Dear listeners, this is the textile machine factory in Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Here we are reporting news of the workers of this factory, effecting miracles and innovations in the production of weaving machines. Seen in the compound of the factory are news of the successes made in the production of weaving machines every day and every hour. Machines are in full operation at full capacity in every workshop. Let's listen to Hwang Gil-chol, manager of the Pyongyang Textile Machine Factory.
우리 평양 방직기 공장은 전기를 내수기는 10월에 창설되었습니다. 공장에는 공구직장과 중부직장, 방음직장, 조립직장,
The Pyongyang Textile Machine Factory was established in October 1952. We have different workshops including tool, testing, processing, assembling, and forging workshops. Now all the officials and workers of the factory have turned out as one in the production of the weaving machines with high zeal. They invent and manufacture new efficient weaving machines with their strength and technology and normalize production on a high level.
According to him, the weaving machines produced at the factory are highly productive, noiseless, and convenient to handle. Now the lead operators of machining workshop 1 are cutting off pieces, tuning different ladles at full capacity. They skillfully load new work pieces on the ladles and switch on. The inspectors are technically picking up the processed products beside the ladles, turning with thin iron chips calling up. Their sweaty faces seem to show their high resolve to unconditionally finish their processing plan within their shift. Deputy head of the workshop, Lee Chung-jin, says,
지금 직장에서는 해운의 유연창고 분석에 필요한 대비적인 부품들을 강화하고 있습니다. 직장에서는 모든 기능들이
Now the workshop is processing more than 100 kinds of accessories necessary for the manufacture of a new type flexible rapier weaving machine. The workshop continues to increase the level of skills of all the machine operators so that they can ensure the accuracy in processing accessories.
While talking with the deputy head of the workshop, the innovators who have carried out the production plan of their ships before the set line are reported on the news board. Meanwhile, in the precision processing workchain between center lathe, vertical processing lathe, gantry processing lathe, and different other machines arranged in good order, work pieces are being precisely processed automatically according to the program input by the machine operator. Machine operator Moon Myung-jin said,
지금 유연창대 직기 제작에 필요한 안내격자 흉터를 가공하고 있습니다. 이 흉터만 가공하면 하루 계획은 문제가 없습니다. 지금 우리 노동계획
Now we are processing guide lattice mold necessary for the manufacture of flexible rapier weaving machines. When the mold processing is finished, we can carry out our plan for today. Now our workers are devoting all their wisdom and zeal to the production of weaving machines to fling open the gate to a great prosperous operation in 2012, marking the centenary birth anniversary of the great leader, President Kim Il-sung.
the weaving machine assembly workshop is testing new machines. The completed weaving machines studied in a row are turning with a pleasant hum. Dear listeners, Korea will become an economic power in the near future thanks to the high zeal of not only the workers of the Pyongyang Textile Machine Factory, but all the Korean people. You've been listening to a Mike Side account. Production of weaving machines posted from the regular program towards an economic power in 2012. This is Voice of Korea.
Now you will enjoy your female quartet. Advance towards a hopeful future.
Dear listeners, with this we conclude English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Europe between 13 and 14 hours UTC, between 15 and 16 hours UTC, between 18 and 19 hours UTC, and between 21 and 22 hours UTC on 7,570 kHz and 12,015 kHz. For North America, between 13 and 14 hours UTC and between 15 and 16 hours UTC on 9,335 kHz and 11,710 kHz. And for Northeast Asia, between 1 and 2 hours UTC and between 3 and 4 hours UTC on 7,140 kHz, 9,345 kHz and 9,730 kHz. Goodbye. This is Pyongyang.